Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. Today is a little bit of a different video. I'm going to show you how I catalog my books and why I do it. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a really short video, and also I'm not going to be sitting here for most of the video, so this is just like a brief introduction, and then I'm going to go to my desk. So you'll get a different angle, and then I'm gonna show my screen as well. So basically, I'm just gonna go through why I catalog my books. I recently started doing it because I was making a quiz for my family for Christmas. One of the questions we did, it was me and my brother who made the quiz. We counted all of it. He has these like football, so football, also known as soccer for US people. So sorry. But he has these football cards, and we counted all of them, and there were like 3,000 something. And then another question we did was, how many books do I physically own? And we counted all of them. And I realized that I liked having a specific number on the amount of books that I own. So I'm really sorry for the noise, but I can't really do anything about it. But yeah, I liked having a specific number of all the books that I owned, so that was why. So I ended up, like after Christmas, sitting down, taking all of the books that I had and making these categories that I felt fit with the books. And I could have added a lot more categories for this, but I decided not to because I also wanted to keep it rather simple. Basically, I catalog my books because it gives me like a greater overview of how many books I actually have and how many books I have in specific genres and everything, but I will get into that when you can actually see the spreadsheet. So yeah, I'm really glad I did it, and I use it a lot. I also put my ratings in there for books, and because sometimes I feel that when I rate stuff on Goodreads, I can only do like, you know, the 5-star thing, and you can't even do 3.5 or 3.7 or something. You have to do like 3 or 4, and that bothers me quite a lot. And also, I don't think that I'm that good at rating out of 5. I rate out of 10, so that is another thing you will see, that my ratings are like out of 10. So if something gains like a 1, it was really just not for me. So without further ado, I'm just gonna move everything so that you will be able to join me at my desk. Okay, so as you can see, there is some categories. There is, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 categories. I tend to have everything sorted by author, and then they're written by author last name. So yeah, let me just go through the different ones and why I have them here. So first we have book title. I felt that was, you know, rather obvious to have what the book would be called. I have written them in this very simple way. Some might have, now I'm just gonna highlight the Darkest Minds. Some might have removed the and then just said Darkest Minds, comma, the. So if you wanted to sort by book title, you wouldn't have the in the way, because that is just a word that we typically would skip. If, for example, if I was to read a book that started with T, I don't think a book starting with the would count for that. So that is just, you know, the thoughts behind that. It is very simple, just the book title. I also, out here, I have the numbers. The reason I wrote my own numbers instead of just using these ones was that then this would also count as 1, like this line would count as 1, and then I would have to subtract 1 every time that I would count my book, or not count my books, but go to look at how many books. And I know that that is not the biggest problem ever, but I just wanted to do this simple thing. So this is actually locked. So if I was to do like this, it would still be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though that these book titles have all changed places. Let's go to the authors. So author is the one that I sort by. The reason that I sort by this is because I want to. There isn't really any specific reason as to why I chose to sort by author. I just feel like that made it easy for me. Also because my shelves are sorted by author, so when I put one in, for example, if I didn't, obviously I would be able to just, you know, figure it out by myself. But whenever I get a new book, I sit down, I catalog it, I put it into this document, I also make a note for the jar, and I scan it and put it into my Goodreads. Only when I've done that, it's allowed to join on the shelves. So it is rather easy for me. Say if I had just recently gotten this one, Heart of Thorns, because I have recently gotten this. It's rather easy for me because I can see right where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be between Leigh Bardugo and Melissa Bashadust, and that is where it is. So not only does it help me keep track of the books, it also actually helps me keep track of where the books is on my bookshelves. I know that this isn't the biggest problem as of now because I don't have that many books, but eventually maybe it will be something that I need help doing. So that is a good way to do it. Next, I have page count. So obviously that is just how many pages there is in a book. Most of them I have gone through the books myself, so things like acknowledgements or if there is an extra chapter at the end, they have been taken out from the page count. Simply because I wanted to take it out. So I wanted to put how long the story itself actually was. So yeah. And I decided to put this in as like an additional little information for me. So I could see, for example, because I'm working on my TBR game, as I've mentioned a million times, and I think some of them are like, read a short book and read a book under 300 pages, and then instead of going through every book I own on my shelf, I could go in here, do the page count, and look at the books I have under 300 pages. So again, it is to make my life a little easier, and also just because I thought it was fun, and also kind of fun to see that when I sorted like what range is like the books that I typically read. So yeah, that's fun. The next one is language, and most of them are English, so some might say that this is a pointless category, but the reason I decided to do this one is because at the time I had Graceling, like the first book in the Graceling realm. I both had it in Danish and in English, and to kind of be able to tell them apart, I decided to add the language thing so that I could have all of the titles written in English if it was there, and I have all the titles written in the original language or English, and then I just write whatever language it is, like my copy is. Next we have genre, and again that is basically just for fun, but also a little bit for my upcoming TBR game, because if I remember correctly I do have something about read a classic, read a sci-fi, read a something. And again, it is to make it easier for me to find out which ones I want to pick. Then we have age group. Age group is, again, if I want to, for example, if I not catalog, but if I sort this so that it is like middle grade, YA, adult, then I could maybe hide all of the middle grade and all of the adult, and then I could see which YAs I've read and something like that. So it is a rather pointless, or not pointless, but it is more for fun, for shits and giggles that I added this in here. because there isn't really the biggest point to it. I just thought that it would be great to have and to see how many I have of the different age groups. The last one is format, so if it's paperback or hardback. The books I have are primarily paperback and hardback. I don't buy books, ebooks or audiobooks. I rent them if I do anything, but I don't buy them. So all of the books that I catalog are the physical books that I have on my shelves. And again, the reason that I have this is because I had multiple copies of books. I don't remember which one it is, but there was a book that I had both the hardcover and the paperback. So I decided to do this so it has the same function as the language. So basically just to sort out what I have in paperback and what I have in hardback, and if there are any that I have in both formats, then I can tell them apart this way. The next one, rather simple and easy to understand, is whether I've read this or not. So all I do here is, for example, if I've read this one, now I don't really know what it is, but if I've read that one, I would just Command C and then, you know, do like this and then write my rating afterwards. So it would be just that simple. I also have my rating, and that is actually also fun to look at from time to time. So both of these, I'm also able to sort all of these with the arrow. I can sort them if I want to. So that is also how I sometimes keep track of how many of the books that I have on my shelves I've actually read. The last one is empty for now, but that is because I have a couple friends who read the same books as I do. Like some of the books I own, they would like to read them, like the first one in the series, before buying it, and I get that. They're not as crazy as I am spending money on books, so they would want to borrow them, and especially these two people that I have in mind, they are 100% allowed to borrow my books because they know how crazy I am with spines and everything, so I know they'll be careful. And the same with my mother, brother, that kind of people, they can also borrow. And just to keep track of who has my books, I will then write, for example, if my mom were to borrow it, I would write her name and maybe also the date where she would borrow it. So yeah, this document is huge, as you can see. I am definitely glad I did this. I'm glad I have this document. It makes my life easier for some reason, and also I'm kind of proud of it. I made a similar one for my brother, but not with books, but with movies, and I'm actually also kind of proud of that. It was fun to do. So yeah, if you are interested maybe in my document, please let me know. I can send it to you or leave it in the comments, or whatever. Thank you so much for watching this strange video of me telling you how I catalog my books. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have a system for cataloging, and if you do it, if you want to do it. Just, you know, let me know. If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, please hit subscribe. It will mean the world to me, and until I see you next time, bye!